ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special episode here on BCP Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, fear the gear because let's see, you've seen him at NWA, MCW, you've seen him here a lot in the Northeast Independent, and of course, you're going to see him coming, I believe, this Saturday, May 31st, in Harrisburg, PA. 3LW in a number one contenders fatal four-way match for, I believe, what is the Legacy Championship. Please welcome in Fear the Gear, Mr. Spencer Slade. We are not worthy. What's up, Mr. Slade? How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing great, Rob. Real happy to be on the show and shoot the shit.
Let's do it, man. Yeah. Well, you're a shooter for sure. We'll put it that way, man. I was talking to you a little bit off air, but I said I'd put you over here. But I really mean this, man. Like, I honestly have a lot of the guys here in the Northeast, the guys and gals that I've got to see kind of come up, see their career, kind of see them take steps. But I've never seen you wrestle live, and that's one of my things to have people on my show. Like, I want to see them live. Are they the real deal? But I've been hearing people singing your praises. I've been seeing your social media presence. I've seen a lot of people work with you. I asked a promoter recently, I was going to approach you about coming on the show. I'm like, does he have what it takes? And it was a resounding yes. Like, he's the man. His in-ring work is crisp. I mean, what does that mean to you? Are you feeling that momentum right now?
Yeah, and that definitely means a lot. Because in wrestling, you obviously want to be spoke highly of by the promoters and by other quality people in the business because it's such a small community. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So usually people that are good dudes and also great wrestlers, they're always going to be spoken highly of. And that's where I'm at right now, man. I got a lot of momentum going, and I just want to keep this going for as long as I can.
Yeah, man, and you're absolutely crushing it. We got to talk shop here, of course, Mr. Slade. A big match coming up at 3LW, 3 Legacies Wrestling. I believe that's Jesus's promotion. I haven't been up there yet, but I've been following. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is a number one contenders fatal four-way match for, I believe, what is Tarzan's Legacy Championship, and this is your hometown. How are you feeling going into this one?
Man, I'm treating this like the biggest match of my career because it's the first time in my life where I get to wrestle my hometown of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's right where the dream started for me, man. I can remember when I was a young kid going to the Giant Center to watch WWE come into town. I think the first event I ever attended was Unforgiven 2003. And anytime WWE was within a 3-4 hour drive of Harrisburg. If I once I had my driver's license, I was there, whether it was a Ring of Honor, WWE, you name it, man. So it means so much to finally wrestle in Harrisburg, PA.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Now, approaching this match, I've always been a fan of multi-man matches, but like the more in the know, I guess I am. The multi-man matches, again, 25% chance of winning for you. I put $50 on you, so don't worry about it, Spence. I got you. But it's a multi-man match. Obviously a number one contender opportunity here. I believe fatal four-way rules will be in effect. Any strategy going into this one? Is it a different mindset? Because one-on-one, I've seen your stuff, bro. You are destroying people. Any strategy going into this one?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while because fatal four-ways are not typically my type of match. I'm
Yeah.
more of a one-on-one guy. That's where I thrive the best, but I'm always up for the challenge. My strategy is pretty much the same for any match I have, and that's to pick a body part, specifically the ankle,
Yep.
and try to wear down the opponent and make them tap out. That's my beauty. Instead of pinning a guy 1, 2, 3, nah, that doesn't do me enough self satisfaction. I like when I tap somebody out and force them to submit. So that's my strategy is which one of those three competitors that I can make tap out to ultimately win and become the number one contenders.
Yeah, man. And your in-ring philosophy, I obviously see the angle posters, and I'm not going to be cliche, but like Angle, in my opinion, one of the all-time top 10 wrestlers of all time. I've seen your moveset, man. I see a lot of Angle in you. I see some Brock in you. I see a little Josh Alexander, and I hate to be like cliche, but just the style, the Chad Gable, a little bit of that amateur style meets really big powers, impressive, innovative power slams. And that ankle lock, man, I mean, that is deep, man. Like I guys tap out pretty quick to that. What's kind of like your philosophy? You kind of said you pick apart a body part, you slam around a little bit. Like what's your overall philosophy when you get in between those ropes?
Yeah, it's just number one. I think my philosophy has always been intensity and aggression. I mean, that's just one thing that I take pride in amongst a lot of guys is just bringing out that intensity. I think when you do that, it not only makes you more believable, but it puts you in that next gear. And what I mean by that is you're just in that unstoppable, mental, insane, psychotic, psycho gear that you're going to get the job done and do anything necessary. And for me, when I'm in that mode, I just like to try to make people tap out. I think that just comes from naturally from a shooter background. Like I said, if I can get that ankle or get some kind of submission hold in, I like to do that because it's not really seen that much in wrestling. Everybody likes to do all the cool fancy stuff, whereas I like to do the things that really get the person down, and those are submissions.
Yeah, man, it certainly gets the job done. I'll put it that way. I would not want to be, first of all, I would never be a wrestler. You guys put your body through you know what. It's highly entertaining to watch, but I give you guys all the credit in the world, and I would not to want to be any one of those three other guys in the ring. So we're looking forward to that one. You talked about taking pride in what you do, Mr. Slade. I think you mentioned this in a promo as well, being a part and involved with NWA. I love the way you phrase it, and I'm paraphrasing here, in terms of just the level at which you honed your craft, the pride, the respect you carry for NWA. Could you just talk about that? Because I see guys like Acasio around here
Yeah,
involved with
sure.
NWA as well, and there's a very big amount of pride and like decorum and respect with that, man. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, and absolutely. Because in the wrestling world, of course, all everybody cares about really is what WWE, AEW, TNA. They usually don't ever really talk about NWA. That's fine, but that just kind of gives a lot of people down there a chip on their shoulder because what people don't realize is at one point in time, the NWA was the best wrestling, the most popular wrestling company in the world. And what I mean by that, the pride and the respect is I'm thinking about all of the great wrestlers that came before me, before I was even born. The Flairs, the Harley Races, the Terry Funks, the Terry Gordys, the Magnum TAs, Arn Anderson, all of the great wrestlers that ever bled, sweat on an NWA ring that paved the way for the NWA. That's what I mean when I go to these indie shows and I represent the NWA because to me, the NWA means something. It means that hard, tough wrestling that I like and just being around, I mean, being a young guy, just being around all of these ex WWE guys down there, like Knox and Murdoch, Aaron Stevens, Latimer, EC3, my new tag partner, Mike Bondo. I mean, I feel like I'm blessed right now because I'm getting a chance to stand out on a smaller national stage, but I'm learning from all of these guys that had that experience.
Yeah. That really well said. And to your point, man, there's a great heritage with NWA, but the WWE guys and gals, we just saw Natty over at 2300 Arena. I mean, that's so cool. You got one of those awesome locker rooms. But on the other side of the coin, Mr. Slade, let me ask you this. Like, I'm sure you learn a lot there. There's a lot of vets. You can pick a lot of brains. You can have a lot of great conversations. You're seeing people from WWE kind of come in. So I'm liking to see that partnership kind of grow and see where that goes. But on the other side of the coin, there's a lot of championships. There's a lot of territories. We were the Dante Casanova up at ACW. I believe he is the Western and one of the Western champions. Latimer, who you mentioned, of course, a
Yeah.
champion there. Are you kind of, you get it done in the ring, man? You kind of, is there a target on their backs, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I have huge goals at the NWA. I mean, I just feel like I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Obviously, right now, I'm tag teaming with Mike Mondo. And then also, as you'll see in a couple episodes, we have some singles matches coming out too, which are going to be awesome. But I think my long-term goal right now is to obviously be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. That is obviously the most important thing. That's my long-term goal. But my short-term goal is to pretty much own every single territory NWA has. I want to be their belt collector. I want to collect all the goddamn championships in those territories. And then on NWA, I would say maybe the television title would probably be what I would like to come to next because I mean, come on, I look like a television star.
You do.
And those are my short term goals in the NWA.
I love it, man, and I see you achieving all these things. I'm not saying it just because you're here, man. I've seen the matches, I've seen the clips, even the way you carry yourself for these interviews, man. Ready to go, man. And I wish you so much success moving forward. But I also want to talk about something very public that you shared. I believe it was an MCW interview. You kind of opened up about growing up with a hearing impairment. I'm a music teacher, and I've taught drum lessons to. We'll shout out our friend Azalea. We call her Ref Azalea. She comes to all the shows, and she has the cochlear implants.
Okay.
And she really connects to music and wrestling. And there's like been kind of like a built-in community. We've seen the stuff with Miles Bourne, Hush
Yeah.
on the Independence, I believe is deaf.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're familiar with that. Just what made you want to kind of open up in that long form interview about that? Because I think it's cool to kind of share that. And in your words, you're like, hey, I can inspire others. I was bullied as a kid because of my disability or the way kids looked at me. And you just turned into this major athlete and you're kicking people's butts, man. Just anything you're comfortable with sharing on that.
Yeah, for a while I was very hesitant about just talking about it just because I think it comes from my own selfishness of just being so focused on myself. I didn't realize that there actually are people out there or people in general that I could relate to. I just feel like sometimes when you're an athlete and you're kind of so focused on your own goals and dreams, you sometimes forget that you have a story that can actually help somebody. Um, and once I and because MCW is a pretty big independent company, and now that I'm, on NWA, I felt like now's the time to start sharing that story, and just trying to show people that look. I mean, I was that little scrawny deaf kid from a tiny town in Pennsylvania who had the imaginable dream of becoming a pro wrestler, and if I could do that, then there should be reason why anybody can't accomplish what they want. I was very, very happy for it was the first time in my life where I felt like I finally kind of got my story out. I just felt real good after that. And the feedback has been incredible, which is always cool to see.
Yeah, and I love that, and thank you for sharing that. I think it's so important to inspire people. I'm inspired right now. You said you were a scrawny kid, man. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to tell that. And whatever you're comfortable with sharing on this. I'm a teacher as well, and bullying's a very real thing that we have to deal with. Casey Navarro, we've had on the show many times. He's a friend, but he got bullied so much for same thing. Wanted to be a wrestler, but was smaller guy, and he said it really affected his mental growing up. How were you able to kind of get past that besides just proving people wrong? And have you ever had an interaction with someone that maybe bullied you that like now that you're older, like apologize or reach out to you or congratulated on your success? Like, how do you kind of deal with that right now?
Yeah. So how I dealt with the bullying was what we loved, watching wrestling, because that was the only thing that I could go to. It's the only thing that made me feel better. I could have a bad day. Nobody liked me. That bullying, it all went out the window mentally as soon as I was watching wrestling. It's a it's an interesting thing if you really think about it. There's this thing, wrestling, that you want to be one day, but it's that thing that allows you to stay focused and not let the bullying or negativity affect you from wanting to be that. And what that does is just molds you into this tough person with a chip on their shoulder, who wants to prove people wrong, who wants to push themselves to be the best student, best athlete, best wrestler. And in my case, because I was such a small kid growing up, I was always picked on. I couldn't really do anything about it. And then once I got a little bit bigger, started working out and started succeeding in sports, then a lot of people, just started kissing my ass. But I always remember the people that, that were bullying me from a kid. I've had a couple people send me messages,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
saying, "Oh, they apologize, that I'm chasing a dream and they're not." And instead of taking the easy way out by saying "screw you," I'm kind of more like, "Hey, you know what? I would love to give you 2 tickets to a show, and you can come sit front row and personally watch me
Wow.
do what you said I couldn't do." I go that route.
I love that. Wow, man. That even you're inspiring me right now. That's the high road. That's great. It also kind of shows like forgiveness in a way too. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, we were kids. And the fact that they would reach out and say that, it weighs on, they know they were in the wrong. It weighs on them and there's guilt, man. And plus they just see what you're doing now, man. And thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Um,
absolutely.
you talked about being a scrawny kid, man. I mean, what do the workouts look like right now, man? You look great. You're TV ready, as they say. Dude, I just hit 41. The metabolism's gone, man. Any help you can give me, please.
Yeah. Well, just from like I said, from when I was about, so when I first told people I was, I was 6 years old, I was going to be a wrestler. Um, I knew from that point on that I had to look like a wrestler, and I just remember watching. I distinctly remember watching WrestleMania 19, Kurt versus Brock in that main event, and I
Oh,
told
good
myself,
one.
that's what I want to look like. That's what I want to do one day, and just from middle school to high school through college to now, like when I step foot in the gym, it's like my happy place. Like it's almost it gives me the same exact feeling that I got when I was watching wrestling when I was 9 years old, getting bullied and picked on to try to alleviate the pain because um it's that thing that I can walk in with a huge chip on my shoulder and just crush the workout and then just build my body up. Like there's just nothing better than to go in there and just push yourself. And that's why I kind of look the way I do because I always take pride in just really outworking all my competition. And I like to do that in silence. I'm not a big guy that likes to talk about, being the hardest worker in the room, right? I just like to go in there and show it. And then diet wise, I mean, I am probably the most strict guy on a diet. Let me tell you a story here.
Please.
So, high protein, right? I keep my carbs moderate because I need them and I keep my fats low. It's really that simple. But literally, when I go to shows, you'll see me with a cooler full of Tupperware. It's my chicken and rice and my meal prep food. I will literally, when I drive to a show, I will literally plan out, okay, where's every Love's truck stop? Where's every Pilot truck stop? Just so I know where to stop to heat my meal up. I'm not crazy about that.
It shows, man. Mad respect, and I love actions and words, man. You do it. I love that, and it's interesting to me. Obviously, we see the Kurt poster. We see that dude. One of the best ankle locks besides Kurt that I've seen. It's really solid ankle lock. Um, you talked about that match. Was Brock also someone that you pulled from as well? Just because I didn't want to bring it up too much, but you brought up that match, and I see some Brock in you as well.
Yeah, Brock was the other guy too. I mean, especially more like post 2012 Brock when he's come back. I like to take from because Brock just has that commanding presence. Like just with his facials and the way that he executes things with like intensity. It almost looks like it's hurty or it's shoot style. It doesn't look like it's pretty, but I like when stuff looks like that because to the casual wrestling fan, they believe that they think that oh shit, he really did drop him on his head. Um, yeah, I just like that. Brock has that. He just has that commanding presence. Like when you like when you see him, you know somebody's about to get effed up. Like I just like that aura that he has.
Yeah, man. That was great, man. I love that you brought that up. But that for me, I got in very late in the game. I came in like the ruthless aggression. So I was like in college, the ruthless aggression era. I never really watched. I saw Mysterio of all people flying around. I'm like, oh, this is not what I thought. And I always liked Mysterio's kind of contrasting styles. When his matches with Kurt were always fantastic, man. Do you like kind of working some of the high flyers as well? Smiley does some crazy stuff. I know he's at 3LW, or do you prefer more of, I mean, I know you just want gold, but what do you kind of like to work with in the ring?
To be honest with you, Rob, you just said it. And probably in this past year, I've probably worked the most smaller guy, the most smaller guys I have so far. And I actually like working smaller guys. At first, I didn't because I like the bigger guy. I like the visual of two big guys going at it. But I like the challenge of working smaller guys because number one, it's more fast paced, so I kind of like to move around and be more athletic. And secondly, with the smaller guys, you can suplex them a little harder and further. So it makes me look a little bit more
Oh,
badass that way. So it's like a give and take. It's like, hey, I got to step up my game and meet their athleticism and their quickness, but in return, I get to toss them further and harder.
great answer. What a great answer. I want to be respectful of your time. Two more if I can, real quick. Where do are you? You said from the Pennsylvania area. If you don't mind me asking, who trained you? Was
Yeah.
somewhere around here?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Harrisburg, but I got my training out here in Pittsburgh, PA. I trained with a local indie guy named Chris LaRusso out here. He had
Okay.
some Ring of Honor stuff early on.
Okay.
And then from there, I went down and trained with Dr. Tom Pritchard at his school.
Oh, wow.
And then I went up and trained with a guy named Mike Hollow, who runs the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy up in Concord, Hampshire. They're an ID school
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Um, so got my full training at one school, but like I said, I'm big into training and further my training. So those were the two other schools that I went and got some advanced training, as you would say.
Yeah, I'll say for sure, man. I'm familiar with one of those, right? The New Hampshire one, I believe. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was recently I ID'd. It shows, man, and so a lot of people say like when they train at one place for a while, and I know stories of people like sometimes they don't let people out of the nest and that kind of a thing. I think it's good to get different schools, man. I can certainly see your style is amalgamation of a lot of different training and styles, so it's so cool to see, man. That's why you've been killing it. Last one, Mr. Slade, I want to ask you. It's my favorite question to ask everybody. If you had a band or artist play you to the ring, say a WrestleMania entrance, because it's in the realm of possibility. A lot of people we've had on the show over the years are on TV every week, man, and you got it, man. You're TV ready, as I like to say. Is there a band or artist that you would want to play you out to the ring? Maybe even in NWA.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I thought about this the other day because I'm always thinking long term, right? What would my
Love it.
WrestleMania entrance look like? But really, I'm actually gonna. You're probably gonna kick out of this. I'm probably would want the band Disturbed, right?
Yeah,
I am
okay.
obsessed with that song. What's it called? 5,000 Fists. My
Hmm.
opponent I just wrestled this past weekend, Big Time Bill Carter. That's his theme song. Every time that beat hits, I almost want to go out and make the entrance because I, for whatever reason, love that song. It just clicks with me. So if I had that jamming in the background as I'm walking down the WrestleMania entrance, all intense, pumped up, Jack and Tan, ready to go. Oh man, that would be the ultimate feeling.
I love that's a great answer. Good stuff to rock out to or work out to. If you're doing some heavy lifting over there, I'm sure you are. Mr. Slade, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time. But before we get out of here, we're all about the shameless self promotion here on BCP Plus. Tell everyone where they can follow you on social media and get the merch. Next time I see you, I want to pick up an 8x10 as well.
Absolutely, of course. You already know. Very easy to find. I post all the time. We'll start off with Instagram. You can follow me at Slade Wrestling Verified. On Twitter, you can follow me at Slade Wrestler Verified. On Facebook, I'm Spencer Chisholm, my real government name, verified just because I was hacked. So to
Yeah.
prevent that from happening again, I have it under my real government name. You'll see Spencer Slade on it. And then you can go on my prowrestlingtees.com hashtag fear the gear where I have all my merch. And then obviously at shows, I'll sell a bunch of 8x10s as well for sale for $10. Autograph them as well for you. And that's where you can also find me on my YouTube page as well. Hashtag fear the gear where I have full matches, anything like that. And that is my shameless plug.
I'm gonna subscribe to that YouTube channel right now, Mr. Slade. So good talking to you, man. So good getting to know you. I gotta see you wrestle live, man. So I'm sure we'll cross paths soon. Thanks for the time. Continued success moving forward, man. Thanks so much, Mr. Slade.
I appreciate you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
And thank you, sir. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace. BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsor, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Conor McCallum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over 150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. And don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW Facebook page every week. Please welcome in our new pod and daily site sponsor, Twisted Shamrock Studios and Spa, located in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Twisted Shamrock is a retro spa experience for the average Joe and Jane. Meet the next evolution of recovery and relaxation. Right now, you can try their introductory offer, where you can try a core service to include massage, skincare, facial, stretch therapy, body slimming, toning, personal training, and spray tanning for 30 minutes for just $30. This is perfect for our wrestling pals as well. Book today. Call 484-574-8868 or visit www.twistedshamrockstudiospa.com. Guys, please welcome back our returning podcast sponsor, USDN. USDN podcast is run by USDN Chairman and the Council of Nerds. We bring you all the latest news and rumors from the world of nerds and consolidate it right here at the U.S. Department of Nerds. USDN is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Follow them at facebook.com/US Department of Nerds. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for 2025, the Ropes and Riffs podcast, featuring Maestro John Kiernan speaking with the stars of professional wrestling about their in-ring, tunage, gear, and so much more. Check out John's interviews with the likes of Lince Dorado, Mercedes Martinez, and so much more. Find the Ropes and Riffs podcast on all major podcast platforms. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, EM Collectibles, featuring live signings, collectibles, toys, and more. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and stay tuned for their upcoming events. Upcoming events right now, March 8th, Hernando Toy and Comic Show, the Hernando County Fairgrounds live signing with Super Crazy. March 22nd, Neg Dog Championship Wrestling presents Music and Mayhem in Hudson, Florida with special guest Super Crazy. March 29th and 30th, 2025 Syracuse Collectors Con in Syracuse, New York with Bill Alfonso, Gary Wolf, and the quintessential stud muffin Joel Gertner, March 30th only. April 5th, New England Fan Fest, and we'll have Buff Bagwell. April 13th, 2025, our premiere show, Bring Back the Memories Toy Show, and May 10th, our renowned 90s Wrestling Con in Morristown, New Jersey, guests to be named soon. BCP is sponsored by Warriors of Wrestling. Saturday, May 10th at Most Precious Blood Church in Brooklyn, New York, featuring former TNA superstar James Storm. Also featuring The Allfather, Darius Carter, Danny Moff, Chris Steeler, TJ Marconi, Warriors champ Roger Mendez, Danny Storm, Mike Titello, and a whole lot more. Get your tickets now at warriorsofwrestling.com. BCW and Shadow Wrestling Alliance present Anniversary 8, a Jurassic celebration honoring the life of Vince Steele. Live Sunday, May 25th at the Mecca in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Doors at 5, bell 6 time. Get your tickets now.